There is something that is coming that will be very bad for the price of Bitcoin. And I want to talk about it. I'm extremely serious about this. But before I tell you what it is, I'm going to give you, well, I'll start with something that Crypto Joe did. Joe's a friend of mine that I met through watching him on X for a long time, calling the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. He'd do these timestamps where he'd put out a post on X and say, hey, based off of this and this and this, when we're talking about technical analysis, I believe this is going to happen by this date. I watched him do it for so many times, finally contacted him and invited him. I met him in Dallas, got to know him. We started a cool friendship, and then we started teaching people how to buy or how to trade Bitcoin. So I've been trading Bitcoin since 2017. On October 6th, he put out a post, and I did a video about it, I don't know, like a week and a half ago. And he said Bitcoin should be around $75,000 on the 1st of November. It's a bold statement. Now, by around that time, Bitcoin hadn't made 75, but it made, I want to say 72 or 73. I don't remember the exact numbers. And his prediction was about 4 or 5 days too soon, too early, but he nailed it, right? It's hard. It's ever since I've been Bitcoin, I've told people it's going to be 10,000, it's going to be 50,000, it's going to be 100,000. I started the channel telling people that, hey, I would look into buying some crypto because things are changing around the world and you're going to see Bitcoin at $100,000. You're going to see $100,000 Bitcoin more than likely by January 1st this year. And something that is happening right now that Trump has won, is going to concrete the price of Bitcoin exploding higher. And I am concerned for the people that have sat on the sidelines talking about how it's a scam because they listen to other people that are completely foolish because they know nothing about decentralized blockchains or what a blockchain even is. It's like, trying to explain how the internet works. Nobody knows how it does, just works, right? Well, Bitcoin, it's actually really easy to explain the fundamentals and show you why it will be worth insane amounts in the future. Something you can't even fathom, but it's like trying to explain the internet to somebody in 1989. So I'm going to talk to you about something that Trump has talked about and a senator, and this is going to accelerate the price to levels that you cannot fathom. I talked to Dylan and he said, hey, let's get more people the information in their hands of how to buy Bitcoin, the total basics, the 101. And so he's putting together, I'll put a link down below to the Bitcoin 101 accelerator course. It is no joke. 95% of it's taught by Dylan, who is a best-selling author in the cryptocurrency space of how to safely buy it, how to store it, if you want to trade it, how to trade it. And then if you guys want to go bigger and you want to trading, there's a back end upsell if you want for the Crypto Trader Pro. That link's down below. It's 24-hour sale. This is what is going to be very bad for the Bitcoin price. Oh, and the story I have to tell you, the night Trump won, I'm with Dylan in Houston, and he looks over and he goes, 73,000. And I'm like, my heart sank. Then he said 74,000, and everyone's like, what is he talking about? And I'm like, he's talking about the price of Bitcoin. They're like, well, shouldn't you be happy? And I said, no, I'm not. You see, I know where Bitcoin is going in the future. I know there's going to be $1 million Bitcoin, and I want to own as much Bitcoin as I can. And both me and Dylan, as we're watching our net worth rise substantially, we're sad that we don't have more. Now, there's going to be some pullbacks. I didn't go out and buy that day because I'm like, well, tomorrow it'll pull back. As a matter of fact, Bitcoin's pulling back right now, a little bit. But we've formed a cup and handle. And not only that, Joe started teaching everybody the fundamentals of the halvening cycle and what happens approximately 8 to 15 months after every halvening. We know from historical data what happens to the price of Bitcoin and the rate of adoption. And I really can't stress it enough. Like the story of my buddy that says, I won't buy Bitcoin until I can own a whole Bitcoin. And that was when it was like 15 grand. My friend, I told him that day, you will never, ever own Bitcoin. And this is a very intelligent person. one of the superstars at one of the biggest corporations on earth. But a lot of people are fooled by their education. They don't understand the basic fundamentals. So here it is. Check it out. U.S. Senator Loomis reaffirms that Bitcoin will become a national reserve asset following Trump's victory. Now watch this and then tell me if you do not agree that Bitcoin is going to go through the roof once this is actually starting. It says here, Senator Cynthia Loomis reaffirmed plans to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve following Donald Trump's election as the 47th U.S. president. She posted this on X. The Senator's Bitcoin Act of 2024, which is for boosting innovation, technology, and competitiveness throughout optimized investment nationwide act, proposes directing the Treasury to acquire 1 million Bitcoin over 5 years and establish Treasury managed secure Bitcoin vaults. Now, do me a favor right now. If you know what the total number of Bitcoins that will ever be produced are, put it down below in the comment section for me. Type it down below so everyone can see it. And I'm gonna keep this going. Bitcoin has reached a new all-time high of $358. Actually went past there, right? So now look at, as everyone is typing 21 million, I want you to understand the code states, and every computer running the Bitcoin code has to agree, there will never be more than 21 million Bitcoin made ever, forever. Which means that when this starts, the government, you know, the entity that could print infinite amounts of money is going to go out and buy 1/21st, I don't even know how to say it, of all the Bitcoin in existence. You tell me, that's what, approximately 5%? 5%. You tell me what that's going to do to the price. Put it down below right now in the comment section. Now, I really want people to think that have never owned crypto before. Think about when just a company announces stock buybacks. Hey, we've printed insane amounts of shares, and you know what? We've got a profit, and so we're going to take some of our profit and we're going to buy back our shares, thus making less shares available. Stocks, pretty much like 90% of the time, skyrocket in price when that stuff's announced. Because not only does it limit the amount that's available, the float, it makes it much smaller, but also it shows confidence. The company's like, hey, we're taking profits and we're not buying something worthless. We're buying something back and destroying those shares, which now in turn, think about all the board members, the presidents, the C-suite execs, they're sitting there going, hey, our shares are more valuable too. Now, when right now, America is pushing this through, and the president, Donald Trump, has completely flipped on Bitcoin, like so many of us. You know, I wish I would have bought Bitcoin at $4, but I didn't buy it till it was 500. You know, the only one to blame was me. Why didn't I wade in with, $500 and buy a $4 Bitcoin with $500? Instead, I bought, my first investment was $10,000 that I'd saved up from my palm tree fund and selling trailers. And I bought $10,000 worth of Bitcoin and Ethereum at $550. Ironically, that was the exact prices those days that I bought it. And I look back now on what that is worth. You do the math. I mean, I saw success in my early 20s in real estate. That pales in comparison to what I saw in crypto. And just, I never stopped. And there are so many people that have no idea what this is going to do, because this is just America. Do you know what's going to happen to the rest of the world's countries that are going, we're going to buy Bitcoin too? And this isn't a new thing. We have countries in South America and other places in African nations that are going, hey, we're buying a little Bitcoin. You're going to sit back and you're going to go, why didn't I buy $100 with the Bitcoin? See what this is. I'll start an exchange and I will, the truth is because most people are intimidated and scared. So I highly suggest you go check it out. If you want There's a course out there that Dylan made. It's $99 today. What is that worth when that guy has put out, I don't even know how many hours of content in that course teaching you, like going through how to set up the exchanges, how to purchase it, how to store it safely offline, all your different options. I highly suggest you go and take a look at that, because that's not financial advice, that's life advice. Before putting money into something just because it's on a whim, you should have a baseline of knowledge and understanding. And he does an incredible job. Yes, I'm in some of those lessons too, showing you things about hardware wallets and stuff like that. But this is a big deal. The US government is going to buy up 5% of the available Bitcoin on Earth. And it's not just them, it's other countries. Now, Bitcoin is not going to go straight up in price. That is 100% false. And when the stock market correction comes, which it's going to, they always do, it is going to affect the price of Bitcoin. But if you aren't buying at the top and you understand the fundamentals, what happens when it tanks? You load the freaking boat up. I've done that 3 times in the last 5 months, where I've come on my channel and said, I've sold all of my XRP, or I've sold all my Bitcoin, I've sold all my Solana, only to buy it back weeks or a month later at a 20 or 25% discount. You know, I don't have a fancy stock channel. I don't have charts and graphs that I show you. I do that stuff at home. I'm trying to wake up people to understand fundamentals of everything in finance, everything from real estate, cryptocurrency, precious metals, and the stocks. And that, in my opinion, builds a better, well-rounded human being when it comes to creating wealth. Because wealth is rarely made in just one type of asset. Real quick, check this out. Industry figures have voiced support for this initiative, obviously. Samson Mao warned of massive geopolitical ramifications if Bitcoin's price exceeds $500,000, emphasizing the importance of acquiring Bitcoin below $100,000. MicroStrategy's co-founder Michael Saylor and Riot Platforms VP of Research Pierre Richard have backed Loomis's reserve initiative. The proposed strategic reserve aims to reduce national debt by half by 2045. When this Bitcoin accelerates and explodes in price, do you know how easy it would be to wipe out national debt? I know it sounds crazy, but you also have to understand, I was talking about Bitcoin when its market cap was 1% of what it is now. Is that true? When I bought Bitcoin at $500, it's fast math. I bought it at $500. It's now $75,000, let's say, give or take. What was that percentage? How much smaller was that market cap? And you don't understand what's coming in the future, because Bitcoin's already been deemed a currency, yet it's getting taxed right now. Regulation is trying to catch up with it. There's a day, because Mrs. Ninja is like, well, when are you going to sell? When are you going to sell? I'm like, I'm going to sell when there's no tax involved, because it's a currency. And once they figure out, they're like, oh, hey, we got to take the tax off this. That's a big gain. It's a really big gain. Because yes, I have a trading account, and I also have, which I pay taxes on, and I have a long-term hold. And after I pay my taxes on my trades, I repurchase at a lower price my Bitcoin or my XRP, and I push it off into a long-term storage vault, only to be touched in the probably not too distant future, in the next 2 or 3 years, when we're looking at prices of Bitcoin well over $250,000 each. I know that sounds crazy, but somebody clip that right there, because my prediction in the next 2 years is $250,000 Bitcoin. I know it sounds crazy, but that's my prediction. By the end of 2026, maybe mid-2027, $250,000 Bitcoin. That's my prediction. And that's what I'm buying it for. And I'll be able to sit there and I'll be able to show, there will be somebody I need to show that first set of Bitcoin at $500 that's sitting there on the blockchain, not touched, and now they're worth $250,000 each. My friends and family, some have bought, most have not. And I don't know how to explain this to people. There are days where you just sit back, you're like, I'm just getting richer. And I want that for all of you. Because think about it, right now, type 1, if you're one of the people that bought gold or Bitcoin or silver 2 years ago when I said, hey, the housing market's on a blow off top, hold off, look at buying these assets because they're going to explode in price because of inflation as housing is collapsing. Type one if you're one of those people that did that. I run into people all the time, and I hear from people through emails of getting out of debt. They purchase those assets, they're exploding in value. They're going, oh my gosh, I'm richer than I've ever been before. This is super exciting stuff. And I said, you haven't seen anything yet. Because even if the value now holds and real estate goes down, I'm going to show you things in real estate that will absolutely blow your mind. And that's exciting. Now look at everybody right here. And this isn't a testament to what I was saying. This is just logical financial fundamentals that I've been teaching ever since I started this channel. And I started it with a really goofy approach. And I'm still going to keep that because I want real people that not only have a sense of humor, but also think a lot bigger, look past somebody's looks or look past their actions to think of what can I learn from that person. This is how I learned. I learned that knowledgeable, wealthy people don't drive around in flashy cars and wear flashy clothes. I was having lunch the other day with a friend. We're sitting back having a beer, and he points, he goes, hey, the guy, and I was commenting on this incredible hat that he was wearing. He was wearing, sweats and a hat that was red, and it said, Make America Great Again. I said, man, I like your hat. He goes, thank you, son. He's about, I don't know, 83 years old. Look over at my buddy, and he goes, he's a billionaire. And I look over and I go, sounds about right. Looks about right. Not a care in the world. Kind, young, older gentleman just wants to see America great again. I love this. I know a couple. I know. I'm not going to get into that. I want to see you wealthy. I want to see you happy. Wealth isn't everything. But I'll tell you what it does buy that nothing else can really buy is time. Poor people hate hearing that, but it's the truth. Money buys time. And time is, once it's gone, it's gone. So it's time to start buying back your time. Start thinking bigger. The US government is going to print money and buy Bitcoin and accelerate the price. So would you like to accelerate your wealth alongside of it? If you want the course, it's on sale for 99 bucks. I think it is the greatest value of financial education you could ever buy, honestly, to teach you about something that is now exploding right now, but we have just barely touched the surface. I think compared to a college course or going and getting your real estate license, this education will be unbelievable. And I'll tell you what I'll do. Dylan would be okay with giving you, the course is completely done, 99 bucks. If you don't think it's going to change your life within 14 days and you go, oh my gosh, I now get it, and now I'm going to safely be able to invest in crypto, we'll give you your money back. 14-day guarantee. The only thing we ask is you only watch half the course. You don't watch the whole thing and ask. So within 50% of the course, let us know, and we'll give you a refund. That's what I promise to you. I want to give people the greatest financial education they've ever experienced in their life, simply because they believed in me. And people like Dylan. Hope you got something out of this. The Economic Ninja is out.